Good morning. Now, 10:30. I just went and shopped at Aldi this morning. I wanted to come on this week, and I had a suggestion from a lady that she wanted tips on family-friendly recipes, and I feel that would have to be a different video than this. It would probably be one of those videos where I'm over top of my skillet and I'm facing down at it and making a family-friendly meal. So I wanted to show you my score today. I paid $75 for these groceries. Aldi is the place to go, okay? Some of these I have duplicates of, so they're not on this table. Like my green beans, I have 2 of them. I bought peppers as well. And I just kind of wanted to go over what I do with this food. Hi, everyone. So, all right, so first proteins, okay? I bought these chicken breast with the ribs. So it's got the skin on them. So I usually buy skinless, boneless chicken breast. And that's what I've done for a long time. But I wanted to change it up, and this was super cheap. Not super cheap, $1.79 a pound. I've seen chicken breast 99 cents a pound, it depends. But I wanted the rib bones just to do something different. Of course, it's going to take like twice as long to cook because of the bones. Also, I bought chicken drumsticks, and these are big, massive drumsticks. This was $4. It goes bad in 3 days. So I'm either going to cook this today, tomorrow, or I'm going to freeze it. I need to talk with Brandy, see what we're going to figure out what we're going to eat. I get this. I get cheese. I like the Colby Jack because I like to make taco stuff sometimes. So I like this cheese. It's pretty good cheese. I mean, it's not really fatty, not much. And to go with that, I always get whole wheat tortillas. So these are, 3 grams of fiber and 22 grams of carbs. So they're actually a slow-acting protein, or slow-acting carb, because you want that. In my last live video last week, it's a 10-to-1 ratio for your fiber and carbs. So if you have 30 grams of carbs and 3 grams of fiber, that's a slow-acting carb. And what I do is I take a pizza cutter. I'll put that on a cutting board. I'll take a pizza cutter and cut it into strips, and then I'll put oil on it, and I'll throw it in the oven at 400 till they're brown, which is almost like 10 minutes. And then I throw it into a bowl with my protein and my veggies and stuff, and that's how I make my tacos. I don't roll them up. I don't fry them or anything like that. I pizza cut them into strips, put them in the oven at 400. Ground turkey. So I got ground turkey this time. I got 4 of them. These were $2. Okay, the beef, which is the same percentage of lean meat to fat ratio, the 85-15. $3.49 for beef, $2 for this. So I'm getting turkey this time. I bought 4 of those. So spinach, I like to put in everything. I can just throw it in there, let it wilt, eat it, doesn't matter. I kind of use it for anything that I use veggies in, which is every day. Green beans. So whenever I'm digging through green beans at Aldi, they sit all their stuff out at room temperature, which I hate, but I understand their methods. So what I do is usually there's a few stacks of them, and I'll lift them up and get the ones at the bottom because I know that they're the coldest. And when you're looking at green beans, look at the ends. And you're going to want to look for wilted areas, or if you start to see, these ones are good, but if you start to see where they're getting really brown, they're probably going to be rubbery and unusable. So you don't want to buy that and waste your money. Onions. They sell bagged onions there. For me, I go through each onion and squeeze them because I don't want a bad onion in there because it starts to rot the rest of them. And why would you pay for a bad onion? You know what I mean? So I literally just squeeze them all and just check to see if they're ripe and not overripe. So when it comes to green beans or green peppers, I make sure that they don't have any little white places, because that means the walls are getting thin, and I don't want to use those. So I've been in and out of kitchens since I was 16, so 13 years. So I've picked up a lot of this stuff. I worked with chefs throughout the years. I've worked with, just people that know food. My mom is a big influence on my cooking. So I've learned how to really shop for veggies and fruit to make sure they're not going to be nasty whenever I get home. I even bought a cantaloupe once. I don't know why this came to mind. I bought a cantaloupe once and let it sit because I thought it was underripe. And I got scolded because when I cut it and ate it, it was fermented. Ugh, it was gross. It was disgusting. So with peppers, make sure you don't have any white cracks. Usually it's where in packaging it's been pressed and it breaks the inner wall. So you still have that skin that's good on the outside, but it starts to deteriorate there on the inside of peppers. My cat is stuck on my cords. Bread. So I always get this bread. I was looking at the back. They sell 100% whole wheat bread, right? And they sell 12 grain bread. So I was looking at them, and this is actually the healthier of the two. I thought the 12 grain would be, but it's not. It has more. The other one has more calories, more carbs, less fiber. So I'm like, I'm getting this. 3 grams of fiber to 18 grams of carbs. So it's a great slow acting carbohydrate. Peanut butter, just because who doesn't love peanut butter? And we usually have a stockpile of this in the house. So breadcrumbs, I'm not big on breadcrumbs because I know that they're just an empty carb, and they have like no fiber. It's not even listed on, oh wait, yeah it is. So it's okay. It's 21 grams of carbs to 2 grams of fiber. So it's right on the edge of a slow acting carb. But I buy this because sometimes I'll take the chicken breast, which I have some in the freezer. I've got a cat underneath me. There's 2 cats in here running around. Get out of here. So this I will put on my chicken before I throw it in the oven, and I bake it. I try not to fry stuff. But I'll bake it to give some different flavor because food gets boring after a while, Also, a tip about chicken. This cat is going to mess things up. I'm going to show you this cat. This is Oliver. We hand raised him from day 2 of his life. So he's very much he can do anything with this cat. So, with chicken, anytime that you're going to want your chicken to get this golden brown look, you want to make sure that you pat dry it, okay? This is something that took me a long time to figure out, but you should pat dry it because whenever you pat it dry, it helps it sear. So the moisture that is on top of chicken, that glaze, actually keeps it from browning. And what that does is it creates a steam pocket around it which keeps it from browning, and that's called the Ludenfrost effect. It's a scientific term that the moisture steams and it doesn't brown the meat underneath. So that Ludenfrost effect, that's been around a bazillion years. Hummus. So I'm not massive on hummus, but I have carrots that I bought last week that I'm gonna peel and cut into strips and eat them because I want to eat hummus. I want to eat these carrots up mostly, and those are my favorite things to dip in there. Bananas. Whenever we buy bananas, I usually buy 2 of these. One will be a lot less ripe than the other, and that way that by the time I'm done eating this one, the other one will be ripe. I always get pasta sauce because we eat zoodles a lot here. Butter, we grab that just because we use it for a few things, not much because I try to stay away from that. Strawberries, they were like crazy cheap. Kobe will eat a whole one of these in a sitting. Eggs, they allow you to buy 3 at Aldi, so I buy 3 because I eat eggs. Any day that I'm home, I eat eggs. I usually eat 3 eggs in a meal. Brandy likes her cinnamon raisin bread. Yeah, it's not a slow carb, but she doesn't really have a big problem with weight. So when it comes to mushrooms, okay, mushrooms, you want them to not be dark at all. They get this slimy look to them, and also if they're brown at all, these are real white, but you don't want them to turn brown whatsoever, because that means they're on their way out. I use this in my shakes every day, no matter if I'm at work or at home. Every day, 30 calories per cup, vanilla flavored almond milk. Original without the vanilla flavor, I just don't like as much. It tastes like nothing, practically. In this, you're getting a little bit of flavor with the same amount of calories. 30 calories, I mean, that's like nothing. So, zucchini. I wanted to show you this. This is a zucchini from last week, and it's been chilling in the fridge. So they start to get, I just didn't cook it fast enough, but I'll probably use it today, I hope. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But they get this rubbery where they can bend, right? You don't want that. So also when you're at the store, especially at Aldi, they leave things out at room temperature. Look on this part of your zucchini, and if you start to see spores, mold spores, don't buy it, okay? Unless that's the only thing there, you can cut that end off, but I prefer not to buy anything with any spores on it, because I know those spores spread in the air and it can get all over this. Of course, you're going to wash it, but why do you want to buy fresh produce that has mold on it already? So this is where it's going to mold first, is on where it's attached to the plant. Okay, so on that stem, check that. Also, especially if they have little holes in them like that, you'll see mold start to grow there, which these don't have it yet. There's no mold on this, but it's starting to get rubbery. Same for broccoli. Make sure it's not rubbery. Make sure it's crisp. You want everything to just snap whenever you do it. You don't want it just, you want it to actually make a crack sound when you break things open. I think that's it. But I wanted to come on and just share this because I just love to do this stuff, and I'm a big cook enthusiast, and I like to go grocery shopping. Anything with food I like to deal with. I honestly, I love cooking at home a lot. I wish that I was home every day to do it. So I hope this video was insightful. And if you have any tips for me, please leave me a comment so I know what I can help you with next week when I go shopping. I do this every week. Every Wednesday I go shopping. I go grocery shopping. It costs $75 this time for a week. That's pretty good. With four of us, 2 kids. So yeah, hopefully I was able to help you, and have a wonderful day. Stay warm. It's super cold and windy here. So I will talk to you next week. Leave me a comment if you have any questions.